rifles, before silent assassins with night vision goggles, there were shadows that walked like men. Unseen, unheard, unstoppable. They slipped through castles like whispers in the dark. They poisoned cups, vanished in smoke, and ended wars before battles even began. These were not samurai. They were something far more terrifying. They were ninja, Japan's silent, secret weapon. To most of the world, the ninja are myths, ghosts tops with throwing stars. But behind the legend was a ruthless, calculated reality. The ninja, also called shinobi, were not warriors of honor like the samurai. They were the dagger in the dark, the whisper that toppled an empire, the invisible hand that decided who ruled Japan. And unlike the shining swords of the samurai, their greatest weapon was fear itself. The roots of the ninja reach back to Japan's chaotic 15th and 16th centuries, the Sengoku Jidai, the Warring States era. This was a time when Japan was shattered into countless rival clans, each vying for supremacy. Castles burned, peasants starved, and the land drowned in endless war. Out of this chaos rose a new kind of honor, not blinded by glory, but shaped by survival. Two regions birthed these shadows, Iga and Koga, mountainous provinces isolated by forests and cliffs. Too poor to raise armies of samurai, they relied instead on cunning, deception, and guerrilla warfare. From farmers and outcasts came assassins and spies. The samurai fought for pride. The ninja fought to live. Imagine yourself a boy in Iga. You are not noble, you are not rich, you are no samurai, but you are chosen. Your training begins before sunrise. You run barefoot through forests, every root and stone cutting your flesh until your feet are hard as leather. You crawl through rivers in freezing water until your breath burns in your chest. Your body is molded into silence. Every step must be soundless, every breath invisible. Weapons are placed in your hands. Not only swords, but claws for climbing walls, ropes for strangling enemies, powders that blind, poisons that kill. You learn to vanish and ship, a merchant, even a woman. The greatest lesson: victory is not honor. Victory is survival. Samurai train for duels in broad daylight. You train to slit a throat while your enemy sleeps. And in the stillness of night, when you practice throwing your silent blades, your master whispers the creed of the shinobi. Strike not the body, strike the mind. Win before the enemy even knows he is lost. On the battlefield, the samurai clashed in grand displays of valor. But while their swords sang in daylight, the ninja's work began in the dark. When Oda Nobunaga, one of Japan's most powerful warlords, rose to unify the country, he faced the wrath of the Iga ninja. They struck from the forests, ambushed his soldiers, and turned his knights into nightmares. In 1579, Nobunaga sent an army of 40,000 samurai to crush Iga. But the ninja resisted. They slipped through enemy camps, setting fires in the night. They assassinated commanders, poisoned food stores, and spread terror until Nobunaga himself barely escaped alive. Though eventually, Iga would fall, the legend of the ninja only grew. To the samurai, they were dishonorable vermin. To the peasants, they were protectors of the weak. To their enemies, they were demons in human skin. Yet behind the terror, there was humanity. The ninja were fathers, mothers, children. Ordinary people forced into extraordinary darkness. A samurai might die in glory, but a ninja's death was silence. Their names erased, their deeds unrecorded. They bore the weight of secrecy, even as it devoured their souls. Imagine a ninja husband leaving his family at night, never knowing if he would return. His wife, trained in poisons, keeps a vial hidden in her sleeve for herself and her children, should their enemies ever discover the truth. For them, loyalty was not to honor. It was to survival, to family, to the shadows that kept them alive. But as Japan moved toward unity under the Tokugawa shogunate, the age of endless war ended. The ninja were no longer needed as assassins. Their skills turned to espionage, intelligence, and security. Some served the shogun in secret. Others became folklore, ghosts whispered about by children. Slowly, the real shinobi faded, until only the myth remained. Today, the ninja lives on in film, manga, and video games. But their true legacy is deeper. The shinobi pioneered psychological warfare, misinformation, and covert tactics that mirror the intelligence agencies and special forces of our modern world. Their techniques of disguise, infiltration, and fear are echoed in espionage even today. And their philosophy endures. Victory is not always strength. It is cunning, patience, and survival. What does honor mean if it leads only to death? What does loyalty mean when even shadows hold it tighter than men of pride? Before drones, before night vision snipers walked like men. The ninja, the silent empire within an empire. If this story of Japan's forgotten assassins moved you, honor their memory by leaving a like and subscribing. And as always, may history never be forgotten.